Hey, what's up, Scott Balker here with Imagination Creation Films, and today it is Friday, April the 26th, 2024, and you know what that means? Yeah, it means it's time for a live stream. A live stream from me to you, packaged in a pretty little bow with a puppy right over here. You see him right there, and high quality audio this time. What else should we expect? I don't know. How about fanfare? Dancing people? No, that's not what we do on here. How is everyone today? I hope you are doing wonderful and well. It is a fun day. It's going to be an interesting afternoon. You ever just like you're so tired, you're just tired, and you're like him, and you're like, let me just take a little nap. I just feel a little off, and then you sleep for like 20 minutes, and then it feels like a freight train hit you instead. That's kind of how I felt. I took a tiny little nap, and then now I just feel really weird. Man, is StreamYard even working? I have to wonder, because it shows like no one on here. That's weird. It wouldn't be the first time I've streamed all by myself without anybody knowing. Audio check, audio good audio quality. That's what we do here. We do that once every blue moon. And Jeff says, you ever drink a cup of coffee and realize you were never awake? I've gotten up and gotten ready for work many times in a row, and then realized that I didn't actually get up. And then it's like Groundhog Day in a dream, and you keep getting up. You're like, oh man, I didn't even get up. And then you get up and go do everything, and then you realize, oh, I didn't even get up. It's all that wonderful thing. Sleep. No, I didn't get to turn it into 4 hours. I had to set the alarm just so I could make this. But I mean, I was like, just a little nap will be good. And I just laid down in the chair, and when the alarm went off, I'm like, I feel horrible. Like a train hit me. Takes a long time to get back into the swing of things. But you know what? I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling okay now. A little bit of happiness goes a long way. A little bit of smiles. A little bit of yeehaw. But we're not streaming on Facebook today. StreamYard can't seem to figure it out. So yeah, it's just us here on Twitter and Instagram and Twitch and LinkedIn and YouTube. So it's just a couple of us people out there. Discombobulation. It's about how it feels like. Yeah, for sure. So are y'all all doing everything? Streaming on Facebook is over for now? Really? Like, seriously? Or is that just like a thing? That would be interesting. Working on some new stuff. Got lots of new videos. We're testing out these bad boys right here. Yeah, that's the Laowa Nanomorph zooms. They are actually pretty fun. I'm enjoying them a lot. There's the blue streaks, my least favorite streak at the moment, but it's okay. It's a nice. It's an affordable zoom, and they're actually pretty fun. They changed something in their feed, and you have to do. Oh, yeah. I just saw on the StreamYard, there's like, we're working on it. We've got a case open until they change it back. Well, I don't know how to do it. I'm not going to mess with it right now because. Yeah, what's the point? I mean, if it could just be us. That's like the third time he's been upside down. What is going on? He's like in full crazy mode. I have to put the countdown clock on here. I'm pleased to hear that Canon has opened up third-party support for RF. Yes. Sorry. They were always going to do that. But they wanted their lenses out, and apparently there's some more delays happening, so they're kind of rolling it out slowly. They will open it right now. It's only to certain manufacturers who have licensed, and only on the APS-C size sensors for now. But as soon as Canon releases their you should have slept longer yawns. As soon as Canon releases their new lenses, they have quite a few coming out, then they will, I've got the eyebrow thing, eyelash or something. They will release that out to the rest of everybody who have properly licensed it. And it's going to be fine. RF is going to be a wonderful thing. And it is kind of a wonderful thing already. Good looking glass you got there. Yes, that is very nice glass. I'm very, very pleased with it. Just telling you so you know, it's a bigger issue. Everything around here is a bigger issue. Audio, it's a bigger issue than just, something simple. Nothing is ever easy around here. Let's see. When it rains, it pours. I got 2 jobs. So yay! Not working since September is now changing. Got one this weekend and got one probably next weekend. Good ones too. I like them. I like working. I like working a lot. All good things. Thoughts on the new Kippertie Strata electro mounts? They look very cool. I would love to get my hands on one. We'll see if we can make that happen. Don't know. Can't make any promises, but they definitely look pretty cool. Definitely bigger. Definitely bigger, for sure. Let's see here. What else do we have going on? Just thinking of the videos in queue. We got a lot of stuff. We got lots of stuff from NAB. Will be arriving here shortly to run through its paces and kind of have some fun. And we'll see what we can do. I want to kind of borrow Kofi his tactic. I like it. I feel like it's a goal and a good challenge to make me make more content that is interesting for everything. And that is, he doesn't want something unless he can make 10 videos out of it, and specifically like cameras and lenses. So that's kind of my goal now. So I'm going to start with this new thing that's coming, and we're going to make 10 videos on it. So it'll be a variety of all kinds of stuff, full review, best practices, all that kind of good stuff. We'll see how that goes. And then like the nanomorphs are cool because that's a little project that I'm working on that these will fit in nicely for. What else is, there's lots of stuff coming. What was your biggest NAB takeaway? The sniffles? No. Actually, there are a lot of people that got the flu. Not me. I just got the, oh my God, it's super dry there. And my head was like, thank you for coming back to humidity land. Biggest takeaway from NAB, manufacturers are not sleeping. They're not sitting on their rear ends doing nothing. And there's a lot of lenses that are actually quite good for very little money that are being made now. Lots and lots of lenses, which is really cool. Let's see here. I'm getting the 18 to 50 and the 16 Sigma for Komodo ASAP. Those will be fun. 18 to 50 will be a very versatile lens, and that's 18 to 50. Was that a 2.8? I'm trying to remember that. Or that was like a 1.8, isn't it? Hello, Kevin. How are you? What new gear did you acquire this week? I did. Let's see. What did I acquire? I acquired some adapters. I acquired some batteries. I acquired a few accessories. We'll just leave it at that, and we'll see how it goes. Is the nanomorph parfocal? I don't know officially if they say it is or not. Based on my testing so far, it does appear to be parfocal. I was having no issues pulling continuous focus or keeping focus while pulling a zoom. Sorry. I was literally just doing that test yesterday. It seems to be no issue. We'll see when we put it on the charts, but I believe they're supposed to be, and they definitely are acting that way, which is cool. And they're super tiny. I mean, they're long, but I mean that's a thin little lens. So it's really cool. Lao's doing some really cool stuff. I also like their. Did you see their Ranger Super 35 zooms? So the Rangers, which I've reviewed on here, which are bigger than these nanomorphs, they have the Super 35 version. they're just like they're tiny. It's wild. 2.8, but it has macro, right? Johnny Brooks. Hey, Scott, congrats on the Red X Nikon interview. Thoughts on the Z8, Z9 for video versus Sony and Canon? We'll find out as soon as we possibly can. Like I said, I have a little bit of history with the Z9, and I liked everything that I got to do with it in the short period of time that we had with it. Definitely nowhere near enough time for a review or anything like that, but we're seeing about making that change here very, very soon. We'll see if we can get our hands on some Nikon tech and run it through its paces, because I mean, there's a whole lot there. There's a whole lot there. And thank you, Johnny. King says, I finally tried DX. In my opinion, Dragon X is greater than OG. Yes. I don't have any problem saying that Dragon, other than global shutter and size, I have no issue saying that the Dragon X's image was better than OG Komodo. Yes. Komodo X, though, no, it changes things quite a bit, which is funny because it's only changing things a small amount, but it's all in the right places. All in the right places. And you and I can discuss. Yes, discuss. Let's see what we got. Yeah. Robert says, Scott, happy Friday from the sunny South Florida. Did you acquire that red cup from the Golden Steer Family Steakhouse? No, I did not. I acquired this from our local restaurant supply company. And I have 24 of said 24-ounce cups over there. I also have the clear ones. They do say Coca-Cola. Not sponsored, but Diet Coke. If y'all want to, just give me a bag in a box, 5-gallon bag in a box, and we'll just turn this around. Well, at least say Diet Coke, but yeah, no, it's into the Pizza Hut cup. I thought that was the running joke. Honestly, I buy these because they're super cheap, like really cheap. And they're virtually indestructible. We've had these things the red ones we've had for like 6-7 years. And the clear ones we've had for 10 or 12. They're awesome. I love them. How bright is the future? It's like an orange, more tangerine-ish kind of bright, like a bright tangerine. That's how bright I believe the future is. What do you think, Rob? How bright tangerine-ish is the future for you? Yeah. Brandon says, yo, what's up? How are you? How was your trip to Africa, where you did all kinds of fun things and maybe did some things? I don't know. It'd be fun to find out. Let's see here. Michael says, is the DJI Focus Pro a must-have, overhyped? It is very cool from the limited experience that I have seen with it that was on an AB show floor and talking to a couple of friends who have used it. I would love to get my hands on it. I have submitted to DJI to say, hey, guys, I'm a real boy. I'm a channel that, you don't have to give me anything. Just let me borrow it. Let me get a review. Let me get some information out there and, see what happens. So if any of y'all know DJI and you want to just go boop, and you just kind of poke them, just boop, boop, boop DJI, boop, then that'll help. I've heard that I'm so tiny in the world of YouTube that yeah, we'll see. But it really does look cool. It is like a big step in the right direction from the previous generation. And so I think this one is probably really good, and the next one would probably be perfect, or this one does all of the above and no need for waiting for the next generation. I just don't know yet. Got to get my hands on one. But it definitely is small and capable of doing a lot of things. What do you prefer with image quality, Dragon X or Monstro? I go back and forth with Dragon versus Monstro. There's things about Monstro that I like, and there's things about Dragon that I like. To me, there's been virtually no finer acquisition sensor for skin than Dragon. The skin tones just are marvelous. I also like Dragon for its greens, its nature, kind of like leaves and such. Monstro, though, is really good on greens. It's very nice. I like that. I still think Dragon edges it out slightly on the skin, but Monstro just has so much more to offer that it's been a tough one. But it's always that I wouldn't give up Dragon to go to Monstro, but like Raptor is a sweet spot above for sure of Monstro, and it really looks good. And then Komodo X, I finally found something to me that really feels like Dragon with its sensor. That's Komodo X baby right here. So yeah, Monstro. I don't dislike Monstro at all. There's just one thing that I like Dragon X better for than Monstro, but other than that, Monstro in every way is better than Dragon X. Nice to see you again. Yes, indeed. It is indeed nice to see you again. Africa was rad. Well, I believe that's what you should say when you go to Africa, because Africa is huge and very cool stuff. Favorite anamorphic lenses overall? Cooke Anamorphics 2X, Lauer Proteus Anamorphics 2X, the Pavos from DZ Optics. Everybody keeps saying that up in Canada, so I've been saying it lately. But DZO, those are really cool. The Lauer Proteus, the 2X, I really like those. No. How dare you call me during a live stream? What is this? I feel like, I feel so dirty. Who else? Anamorphics. I mean, of course, you could go above as well and get some nice master anamorphics and that kind of stuff. And then, of course, Panavisions are way up there. But as far as like favorite, I mean, there's so many different classes of budget-wise, because even like the new Blazar, like the Remus Super 35 are pretty decent, especially for the money. There's a lot of mumping on their new, are they Katos? I think they are, the new, their new full frames. A lot of mumping on the sides, and I don't particularly like mumping, but they're full frames, so maybe not so much on the Super 35 sensors. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole lot of anamorphics. And, to quote a friend who's sadly no longer here, Mark Toya, who on this live stream said, there's no such thing as a bad lens. It's true. Did you have a chance to see the Tilta? Yes, I did. That was a very interesting thing that got almost no coverage. Yeah, because it's not quite ready. It's close, and I did see it. I saw some other things. Tilta's out there. They're doing some stuff, and it's interesting. They're on a whole new playing field now, and a whole new level. Safaris were amazing. That's definitely one of those things that's on my bucket list for sure. I I could spend quite a bit of time on a safari if they could. I also have a few friends out there that are constantly out there filming, and I'd like to do that too. I have a project in September. If nothing changes, you've convinced me. I will go with the Bright Tangerine 3-stage matte box. It's a solid choice. I'm sure you're talking about the new Kick. It's the newer Kick that's out now. It's even better. Michael says Dragon always felt very. I agree. It everything about it felt very. I hate the word filmic, but it felt like celluloid. It even the noise was in such a way that it really felt nice. And if you fed it a ton of light, it was gorgeous. Give Rex a big old belly rub for you. I will. I was just spending some time with him. He was trying to go over there into the cooler section, but I coaxed him here, so that he would kind of just hang with us because we need our buddy back on set. Are you taking callers now? Yes, caller number 4. Caller number 4, you will win an oven mitt. No, you will win. Caller number 4 wins one of these limited edition X stickers. Just one. You don't get all of these because X marks the spot, and you only get to mark one spot. And I'm not talking about peeing on anything. Steve said the Tilta left such a bad taste in my mouth around this time. Yeah, I hear you. They did have some weird issues with the original Komodo when they came out, but they really are trying to be better. They really are. I believe in them now. They had done some things in the past that I was not a fan of. In fact, in many ways, I was definitely not paying attention, not going to support that behavior. But they like I say, they're kind of in a new era, and they're doing new things. They have 6 tripods coming out, and they don't suck. The big one is really pretty impressive. What ISO did you set up your Dragon on? It depends. I would definitely rate the Dragon based upon what I wanted to keep. Most of the time I was at 800 for general shooting. If I was favoring skies, then I would bump it to 1600. And then shadows, I would go down to 400. I never really liked below 400. I think I had to shoot 320 once, and yeah, it definitely saves your shadows, but it just, I don't know, everything kind of looked a little weird to me. But I typically ran Dragon at about 800, and it was I don't remember why or what, but it was like half a stop or so, like rated wrong. It required half a stop more light than typical 800. So keep that in mind. Yeah, Dragon, you definitely feed it light, but it would shine. It would shine. Aryan Red seemed offering broadcasters. Yes, because there's a set market for filmmakers and high-end cinema and that kind of stuff. And then there's sports, like Japan they're broadcasting 8K sports in Japan streaming. So they're all embracing it. Arri is definitely, they're embracing everywhere they can to sell more cameras, and they should. I mean, it's the new broadcast stuff from Arri looks really cool. What is your fog haze solution these days? I prefer a slight mixture of glycol to mineral oil is my note. You were talking about solution. You were talking about haze. The best the best hazer is an oil-based hazer. They're not cheap. They're like $1,800 and above. From there, you can do kind of like the Chauvet hazers. They're not really a hazer. They're kind of a fog machine with a small continuous output as opposed to a push and flood. But I mean, most everybody, they don't want to use the oil-based. There's a lot of actors that don't want to work with the oil-based. It does kind of leave a mess with the oil film that can appear everywhere, but it just hangs in the air in such a way that it's just gorgeous. But I mean, fog machines, just get a fog machine and get you a 4x4 solid or a 2x3 and waft it everywhere. And I mean, it works fine. Most people are not going to care anymore. Or even notice the difference. Also, the little can, the aerosol can of this stuff right here that costs a fortune, and I'm probably going to spray it and then immediately go, wow, that was 20 cents, or actually it's like $1 every time I spray it or something. This stuff works really well. This hey. Focus. Atmosphere aerosol. It's so it just kind of get that. I don't want to do it too much because Rex will leave. He doesn't like sprays. But it works really well. You can kind of see it back here. It's nighttime outside. That stuff was really good for small stuff. And then the Smoke Genie, Smoke Ninjas, those are really cool. I'm hoping to get my hands on one of those very soon here to run through their paces. Evening of the Good. Hello, Holly. Arri can't do 8K. No, they can't, but they can do 4K, and they can do a good look that they'll happily take. Arri makes good cameras, so it perfectly makes sense. Mighty Jacks. Let's see here. There. Yeah, it's weird with it. Well, we're getting a lot of people in here through YouTube's, not through Facebook though. Can't do the Facebooks. I don't know how to do the RTMP. I don't think I can edit it on the fly. I feel like it would mess up. Yeah, it'd be like me trying to fix the audio after the fact. Let's see what else is going on, and this could be a slow or a short live stream, but it could be a long one. Did I steal? No, Christina, I did not steal this from Pizza Hut. No, I buy them, and you can buy them too for your studio. There is a, what's the name of the place? It's the Restaurant Supply. There's like 3 of them in Austin. I buy them. They're awesome. They're like, you get, I think 12 of them for like $15. These are the 24 ounce. They're amazing. And they feel like Pizza Hut. So I would love one of those old Pizza Hut chandeliers. It really brings back the fun. It's we got lots of, they work for everything. They're so, I know my wife is in there just laughing up a storm. Everybody's asking about them, but like we have all the all the cups. I was enjoying margaritas in them yesterday, and they work really well. I really like them, and like I said, they're durable. It's really hard to break them. I hope you and KG are on a first name basis. You're the people's PR. He knows who I am. He's got a lot to do. I have no expectation of him coming on here anytime ever, but we'll see. Jared did say if they're going to reach out, or they're going not reach out, they're going to do something at least once a year, or he'll do it and he'll come back and do it, and they'll be like, oh, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. But he knows who I am. I mean, I was like, it's Scott. It's Scott. Yeah, he knows who I am. He was a very, very nice guy. Very nice. Will those work on other adapters? Sorry. How packed was in a B? Did you get a free breakthrough filter? I have been a beta tester for breakthrough for, well, 3+ years. So technically they're free, but I mean, there's a lot of stuff that have been done. I mean, the Cinema DFM is by far one of the best filter solutions out there. And then I have the EF, their EF filters. And then their new one that's their modular, which is quite literally on here right now. This is their new modular one, which can adapt to L, Z, RF, E, something else, and something else. Shimmable, they're very good. Breakthrough makes exceptionally good filters. They have been, I have one of their initial sets of, that was how the Eclipse was filmed, was with breakthrough filters. Because they're, like, this is their 8-stop. This should be the 8-stop. Yep. Like, I got one of their original sets of their cinema glass filters, and these things are, they're just spectacular. They work really well. This is, 8 stops here, but I have the full set, and I'm very pleased with them. They're very good. Those their VNDs, they do not have an X pattern. It is wild. It's almost impossible to demonstrate here, but it's 2 to 11 stops, I think. Let's see. Let's put my hand right in front of it. Nope, put my hand. Really? What? Wow. But there's no X pattern in there. There's no color shift. Or virtually no color shift. There's ever so slight. And then there's that thunk. Solid. Good stuff. I definitely recommend it. And they're really good people. I really like Graham. They had a rocky start because Graham is not like a people person. He's like, doesn't like to talk to people. He's just one of those guys that's like head down and playing with stuff all the time. Literally, that's what he does. He's like an engineer kind of thing. And so he had that rocky start from the beginning with pre-orders on stuff, but there's no back order anymore. They are, stuff's in stock. It says so on the stuff. They ship it out. Really good stuff. Was Kessler Motion Control have a booth at the show? They didn't have one at NAB. However, they are going to be at Cinegear. So that is cool. Was it the same question? Yeah, they'll be at Cinegear. I'm getting the Nisi Primes RF, and I like the rear drop-in filter option. Yes, Nisis are very cool. They're not sitting around, and we should have a set in here soon for full review. Did talk to the right people at Nisi, and we're going to get that happening. Full review on those, and I can't wait to see what they do next because they got some stuff. Let's see what's going on here. Come on. Let's see if there's other questions coming in through other channels. Because it's so weird why they can't do. Nope. Did y'all see my my Nano X video? Yeah, y'all saw that, right? Did anybody not see it? Because if they didn't see it, I will go out of my way to make sure that you get to see it, because I feel like it was just part of a. It was just it was just part of. It was part of a review that I was doing for this little guy right here. Man, this thing's such a good solid mount. You know, the Nano X here. And I was just having a little fun, and then I was like, huh, that kind of sounds musical. It's and it kind of was. Let's see that, because I like I you know, where is it? Here? I think I could just do this. Hopefully y'all hear that. So yeah, that's you know, have a little fun. I did get confirmation from the wife that y'all could hear it. But yeah, that was that just turned into something. So I was like, oh, I'll post that. In April 2024, what cine lens set are you aiming for? Aiming for in what way? There's quite a few out there that are really nice. The Nisis, the DZOs. Oops, wait. Can't hear it. Oh, y'all couldn't hear it? Well, fine. I bet that was boring then. Oh, well. That sucks. How come y'all couldn't hear it? Oh. I think I had to do this. I think I had to do this. Let's see if this works. Nano X. Nano X. Nano X. Hear it? Can y'all hear it or no? I'll redo it. I'll replay it if y'all could hear it that time, but I'm not going to make you sit through another playback. Okay, you could hear it that time. Okay. So, all right. This is what that's done. So y'all didn't get to enjoy that at all. What was that vid? How do you like the Nano X? So we'll do this. Nano X. Nano X. Nano X. Nano X. Nano X. Okay, there we go. Now we're done with that. So hopefully that time you got to hear it and all is right in the world. Let's see here. Nanos are tiny. The nanomorphs or the Nano X batteries. Yeah, these are quite small. That's a dog. And there's a Nano X. Very cool. And then, this is the part that's really wild. There's a screen behind that. And it's like in there. You can't damage it. It's really impressive. And then you get the look at that. USB-A and C, both directions. 100 watts power delivery, both directions. And then you of course get T-tap. But what you also get is, see the new covers? See this? Balcom approved. All you gotta do is put your fingernail in it. Ta-da! Balcom approved now. That's who doesn't love that? Yeah, these are really slick. The only thing that these don't have that the old ones did, and it is a feature that I do like, they had these little bumps on here, so you could stack them, and they would stay together. I mean, they're not going to turn sideways, but they were really slick to do that, and they just made these just extra nice. But you can stack one of these on top of these. Definitely cool. They're slightly larger than, this is a 98. They're ever so slightly. Ever so slightly larger. So you can see there. But you get that really nice screen instead of just, a button. If I find a button, where's the button? There it is. Ta-da! So you get that instead of that. Much, much better. Definitely dig it. Nano X. Okay, let's see here. Scenario that Red continue support of the RF. Would there ever be a reason to jump to a future Z mount? So, yeah, I mean, here's the thing. There's no better mirrorless mount except for maybe one or two things, and I can't comment on those yet. But for adaptability, the Z mount is bigger in diameter than the RF. It's closer to the sensor than the RF. It's bigger than the E, and it's closer to the sensor than the E. Same thing with the L mount. If somebody were to make a intelligent Z to RF, then the Z would be the mount to have in almost every scenario, because you could run RF, you could run like your cool GDU lenses on a Nikon camera. It's a lot of win there. What would be a reason? We'll have to see what Nikon does with their glass. Supposedly, I got no confirmation, but I've heard through various more trusted sources than not that they definitely are interested in doing some cinema glass type. Yeah, there's a lot of pros and cons. RF is a very solid mount. I like it. Hold on. There we go. Earlier for lunch, I swallowed a macaroni and inhaled it. That was not good. A macaroni, just a macaroni. Also 16 pounds down. Do I look any thinner? Is my shirt making me look thin? Yeah, 16 pounds down. Yeah, so there's a lot of positives to Z mount over RF in the fact that RF can adapt if someone would make it. No one has made one yet. It may be because the electronics, Canon will sue. I don't know. But by golly, if someone can license that, woo! Jeremy says, hello all. Is the Athena drop-in filter compatible with the Canon breakthrough filters? I don't know, honestly. I don't know. I know that like the Cinema DFM filters are different than the Canons. The Cinema DFMs are the ones for the PL. But they also make some for the Canon drop-ins. So, yeah. So I don't know about the Nisis. I have to find out. Where is that vid? And how do you like the Nano X? I do like the Nano X. The vid is on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And soon to be on another video as well. Does the Nano X sit flush at the top of the KX? It's close, but no, it does not. Let's see if I can... Boop. There we go. So you can see as I'm pushing buttons, that's how much it sits off. I get the desire for it sitting flush, but honestly, I don't know of any batteries that do. Yeah. Quintessential Balcom. Which part, Ollie? The audio problem at the beginning of the thing, or the second time? Yeah. Quintessential. I'm guessing someone might make RF to Z adapter, but Z lenses have many strengths over other manufacturers, not to mention adaptability to other mounts. Right now, Canon has a lot more offerings of RF than Nikon, but Nikon is definitely coming out with their mirrorless Zs as well. But to me, if you have a Z mount, you get all of Nikon's glass and all of Canon's glass if someone makes that adapter. That's 4 millimeters. That's not a small amount. You can actually build that. Yeah. I wonder why they didn't put the Power Delivery Pro on the Nanos. I don't know. I think, I have to ask Ross, I think they were marketing them differently. So the Nanos are definitely for the ultra small cameras. And then the which what do they call the core, the ones that are ever so slightly with the Power Delivery Pro, those are ever so slightly bigger in all dimensions. So they won't fit on Komodo X or V-Raptor without an adapter, which they do make an adapter for them. I'm guessing that's what it is that they're trying to segment them appropriately. The Power Delivery Pro is very cool. I wish I could talk about more of what I learned about it, but it's very cool. It's got a future. I love it. Hey, Glenn, kind of wish they ditched the USB-A and place 2 Cs on the Nano. I mean, they probably will at some point because I think those the next one up, I think they have 2 Cs on them, if I'm not mistaken. I believe they do, and then 2 power delivery they have the 2 PD Pro, which are USB-C. I think they did it just for compatibility because there's still a few devices out there that run on the A ports. But I hear you. Since Blackmagic with its new camera releases is becoming a higher end player, what's the technical difference between the R3D and the B-RAW? Could you elaborate on that more than just a general comment? Yes, B-RAW is not a licensed compressed RAW. Therefore, it is not compressed RAW. They bake in their they bake in a few settings in B-RAW. It's close. I mean, it doesn't suck. Don't get me wrong. B-RAW is pretty powerful, but in the grand scheme of things, and this is taking it down nerd level 74. The definition of a RAW is to be able to take a pixel, a single pixel on your captured footage on your media. You can download that to your computer, and you take this pixel. You should be able to calculate exactly the value that the photo site that maps to that, what that value was. And there's a lot of math that goes on, even in the Reds. They're doing a lot of math to get compression to work and make it where it's useful. And it's a bare pattern that's in there, but it's not baked in. But you can actually take, at the lowest compression setting, this pixel and know exactly what the photo site that maps to it, exactly that value. That is the definition of raw. Now, if I bake something in, that means that I've changed the stream. I've changed the value along the way. For instance, some manufacturers bake in the bare pattern into their codec, which means that red, green, blue, green, red, green, blue, then alternating back and forth, the bare pattern itself, there's no way to actually do the formula, the math back to find out what that value of that photo site was, because that photo site is going to be like the blue. The blue is going to read blue, and it's going to read the greens and the reds around it. And using a formula, it's going to put in a value that will tell it what color blue, as well as green and or red, that value should be. And that's what goes into the raw codec. So you can calculate back on a red. With BRAW, you cannot. You get to the point where something is baked in and you can no longer get back. Now that's a very nerdy way of defining it, but that is a way you can always define it. And when it comes to BRAW, when you bake something in, you've lost a little bit of control. It's not huge, but it's not raw. So there's some information you can't get at that point. That's the big difference. They are trying to be a high-end player. They are definitely improving every time they can. I do wish they would change their marketing strategy on their clear pixels, because the 12K camera is not a 12K camera. It's a 4K camera. The 17K camera, it's not a 17K camera. It's like a 5.7, something like that. Clear pixels have no resolution value. Hey, Cognition. Hope that answers your questions. If not, please ask some more. Scott, that Nano X was bussin'. Nice, thanks. The only ones that sit flush are the red. Oh, that's true, but those are the 50s. Yeah, and I think Core makes 50s as well, I think, and they sit flush, I think, yeah, they have. But yeah, the little 50s, they do. You're right. Glad the Nano X doesn't have any of the ports where they're blocked by the Komodo. Yeah, this is true. They definitely did some nice changes there. And honestly, I really love the new, because this is the old, and it took me forever to figure out how to get these things open. I mean, I would literally just start throwing dirty words at it until I could get it to pop open, and there you go. Yeah. The other cool thing is with the Nano X, you can charge with USB-C power delivery up to 100 watts, not just 65 like some. And you can also use it outbound too. Webbles. I wonder if, because they have an RF license, that Red could do the RFC that way. I mentioned that from the very beginning. I said, Red has a license. Nikon owns Red. Therefore, Nikon has a license. What we heard from Jared was Red will continue to do RF as long as they're allowed. So they're saying, if Canon says, no worries, you just keep on doing you, then Red's going to continue to make RF. And then, in addition, they're going to make, alongside, Z-mount versions. That is their current plan that has been disclosed. If Canon says, nope, we're terminating your deal, then, that's that. We get what we get. Are you planning to grab some Kippertie long takes of CFB? I haven't seen. Are they doing a CF Express B long takes? I have not seen that. Let me see. I was not aware. Kippertie long take. The only ones I knew of the long takes were the non-CF Express. They were the red ones. Don't see anything there. All products, tools, OPF, spare parts. I don't see any. I don't see any long take CF Express Bs. Let's see here. Long take. I mean, no, I don't see anything there. For me, the CF Expresses are pretty simple. Oh yeah, let's just wiggle forever. Jeez. The red 1 terabytes you cannot beat for the money. You really can't. I mean, they're silly affordable. These next garages, they were at NAB. They don't make a. Where are we not? There we go. They don't make anything bigger than a 1.3 terabyte, but they are rock solid with no heat soak. And then the OWCs. OWCs are a little pricier than the reds. Next garages are a little bit pricier than the reds. But, I mean, these are solid. I have zero complaints with any of these. They do really, really well. And I recommend them all. These red ones are Angelbirds, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I don't put out a review for stuff that sucks. I know you'll be picking up an R5 Mark II. Sounds good. Thank you. You're welcome. RF on red will be phased out like a lightning port, I feel. It depends. It depends. If they truly treat red as an independent entity under the umbrella of Nikon, then keeping it would be an exceptionally smart move and offer both. Why not? Kippertie discussed their long takes on their most recent live. Oh, okay, interesting. Am I going to run into issues with the Lexar cards I just bought? I don't know. I don't have. Lexar's fun. I don't have. So in the SD world, boop, that's long take. Focus. They're all upside down, so you can't focus. Interesting. In the SD world, these pro grades are phenomenal. I have zero issues with them. The Next Garage, zero issues with them. These Lexars, I have a bazillion of them. These as well. They fail. These have, this is the last one of these 1000Xs. I've already lost one of the 1667s. They fail after X number of uses. What is that number of use? I don't know, maybe 100. I wasn't keeping track, and I was not expecting them to fail, but I have, I think, like 8 of those 1000s, and they fail. That is literally the last 1000. And I've lost one of the 1667s. I have 3 of them. So keep that in mind. I don't know how it translates over to CF Express. I'm just telling you my dealings with them. Yeah. I'm not sure what the Lexar cards that you bought are and what their price is, but like the red 1 terabytes, I mean, they're cheap. I think they're, what, $300? Let's see, shop accessories for media. Yeah, they're $300 for a 1 terabyte. That is really hard to beat. The reds are $300 for 1 terabyte. 2 terabytes are $800. 1.3 terabytes are $1,400, but those have a long longevity. And then the 4 terabytes are $1,500. But that 1 terabyte, that is really, really hard to beat on the money wise. Yeah. Ollie says, I had issue with Lexar Compact Flash back in the 5D days. Never bought them. I hear you. I have a problem with Lexar ultimately. I have a bunch of Transcends that still work. The SanDiscs, the little micro, I have like 20 of these little micros. They seem to work. I don't think I've ever lost any of those micros, but I also don't use those near as often as I use the SD cards. I think that Rex has been doing that a lot lately, where he just twitches. And Steve was like, "Oh, sorry, I don't want to tell you, bad information, and I don't want to tell you, untruthful. I want to be honest with everybody, just like I am, and that's my experience has been." What brand is your first choice for CF Express B? I would say first choice is going to be the Nextarage or the OWC. And I put them side by side because there's a positive and a negative to each. The OWCs are faster, but heat soak will set in and then they get slower. They don't get that slow, but the Nextarages never get slow. The heat soak never hits them. So they stay at a constant rate the entire time. Neither of them drop frames in VRaptor. So it's not an issue there. The red ones, the reason I didn't put them first, I would put them first for budget, is that I see occasionally some people with, they'll post issues about the red, hey, my card's not reading or what have you. I don't know what that is. A lot of times it could be firmware related on the like the Komodo X's, but that's my thing. I would either the Nextarage or the OWCs, and then immediately right below it would be the red. It's unfortunate there is no Minimag-esque for DSMC. I mean, it's not unfortunate because they literally got out of that business because they were tired of people complaining about it. And anybody that knows the actual story, not the story that you hear on the YouTubes, which is not true, except in the last little bit of timeline of how the mini mags and the red mags were originally created. It's a bogus thing that what Ginny Mag and all that were saying. They got out of it. Red said, fine, we're just not going to do it anymore. We'll just do whatever. And, in fairness, CF Express is a standard that can meet Red's requirements. I mean, not every CF Express does either. So there's definitely, certain ones that are rated. The OWCs, there's like several classes, and it's those The top tier ones are the ones that work on like V-Raptor and such. So it's a tough one. I had a Transcend go through the washer work perfectly after, used it for proxies 4 years later. I don't know if you go way back on my vlogs. It was in 2016. It was when I had my Sony RX 100 Mark IV or 5, I think. That was the one that got whoosh, swept away by the ocean, and I grabbed it. I think that card was a Lexar. I was able to get the data off that card. It was kind of amazing. But it never worked again. And the Sony never worked again. Topic Ruben, hello from Italy. Hello. I've been rocking with Angel Bird for a long time. Never had any issues. I mean, I don't have any problem on the compact flash 2.0 or what is it? CF Express Type 2, the type. Yeah. I have no problems with the Angel Birds on those. These for the OG Komodo. These have been rock solid for me. Also, the Pro Grades, rock solid. No complaints. Hello. I would love a margarita. You just got to let me know right before you turn on the blender so I can mute it so everybody goes. You can play your Nano. I can what? Play the Nano. They've heard it enough. Angel Bird. How much storage do you bring for 2 days of filming? Bro. Also depends on what I'm filming, but I always bring twice as much as I expect to use, and it completely varies. If I'm out wildlife filming for 2 solid days, it'll be 2 cameras. I would be bringing about 16 to 20 terabytes of SSD, and then the equivalent in hard drive as well. So I have 2 copies. That's about what I would bring, but it just depends on what I'm shooting and how I'm shooting. Because I mean, you could blast through 16 terabytes in a single day. Yeah. Even the Type B, the one that Komodo X uses, I use it with Blackmagic. Yeah, I mean, those are really good. Those Angel Birds, those are really good. I don't have any issue with them. And it was definitely things that worked for Blackmagic did not necessarily work for Komodo, but things that work for Komodo do work with Blackmagic. Now, it is interesting to point out that the new Blackmagic Cine has proprietary media now. So, gone are the days of the CF Express. They are now doing NVMe, a proprietary NVMe array. It's really cool what they're doing. And again, this goes back to what Red was ultimately doing, that it needed to meet the high-speed requirements of it. All right, I'm going to mute because she's going to make my margarita. See, that's loud. You don't want to hear that. Yep, there we go. All right, that's good. I don't think I've ever gone out with less than 20 terabytes anywhere I go. I mean, when we were shooting the feature, we had half a petabyte of storage. Yeah, it was fun. Blackmagic, yep. Very cool. Let's see here. No comments on the Instagrams today. I guess it's 5 o'clock. I don't know. Y'all tell me. Should I enjoy a a prop? I don't know. I wasn't feeling it earlier because I got hit by a freight train when I got up from that nap. Well, y'all tell me. Y'all put in your vote. Actually, can't I do a vote? Let's see. I can do a poll, can't I? Let's see. New. Engage with your audience. Oh, I will. Thank you. Start a poll. Should I enjoy a prop? There. Oops. Get rid of that. There we go. Start poll. There we go. So now you have a poll y'all can engage in. Isn't that fun? Neato. I have no idea if that poll will show up on here though. Sponsored by Coca. No, it's not. It is not sponsored by Coca-Cola. Hmm? Yeah, it did. The wife must be in on like big Coca-Cola. She like placed it down for product placement, and she's like, she probably got like $4 for that. No scenic view today. It seems just it's late. I'm in a completely different time zone today because I can just take the studio anywhere I want. I've been meaning to film some more so I can put new stuff out. Nuka Cola. It's Margarita Cola. I guess I have to go back over here to see the results of the poll. So far, 9 votes, and they say yes, 67%. Did you vote too?
I have to sign.
Oh, you have to. Well, I mean, can't have you signing in. So, I shall order up 1 prop, please. Yeah, any. Anything but the thing I hate. And then I shall require my accessories and such and things. You'll just have to make the loop. Alrighty then. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's because I'm not enjoying the prop that there's not as many questions. That could be it. Ask some questions. What just happened there? That was weird. Did I miss anything? Yeah, topic group. Can't wait to get my hands on the Komodo X one day. I mean, it's going to happen for you. You clean your room every day, take the trash out. It can work for you. I hear you. I am honestly right now, in my brain, I am going through kind of an internal dilemma, and that is, now that Nikon owns Red, is now the time to switch to Nikon? Because before, I told the story, when I went from Sony, I literally sold all my Sonys to get the Komodo X, so I feel for you, topic. Then I started acquiring the Canons. I literally thought about going to Nikon because my friend's Z9 was very impressive, and it made me feel like now's a good time to make that jump. My big dilemma was the whole goal of leaving Sony, well, obviously to get the Komodo X, but was Canon would get me on the same lens mount, and then I could share glass. I haven't invested a whole ton in the RF glass yet. I have 4 lenses in it, and they're all really good lenses. But I was probably why I late last night was not sleeping, was because I was doing math on, okay, if I sell this, like buy Nikon and then start acquiring the lenses. Because what I really want in my camera selection is I need a solid A cam, a solid B cam, and then a solid time lapse camera that can function as a C cam. And to me, that works really well. This is the R7 here, and then this is the R8 here. Both really good cameras, but not high res. They're what, 24 megapixels, I think. Well, this one is 31, I think, megapixels, because I wanted to get the most I could get for the money. I didn't have enough money to get an R5, and I really didn't like the R5's highlights. So now it's that question is, what do I do? Do I jump into Nikon? I mean, I will have that problem of lens mounts or lenses not being the same, but I've already decided in the cinema space, everything's going to be PL from now on. No more EF. But I can also adapt EF to Z. That's not a problem. Most of my glass, other than, the glass that I actually like the most of the RF, I mean, I freaking love this lens, is the 100 to 500. I mean, y'all know how much I love that 800 millimeter Canon that Jared loaned me. This thing is almost as sharp. Oh, yes, nice. It's, yes, all the above. It is almost as sharp. Now, it is not as, this goes to, what is it? It's like T8. Where are we at? 7.1, yeah. So it's 4 point what? No, you are. I gotta put this up. She runs by real fast. She just broke the fourth wall. I mean, that lens, it is it's an expensive lens, but wow, it's so good. And I don't want to give that one up because that one is a wildlife lens like crazy. So yeah, that's my current dilemma. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Did they shoot the Fallout series on Arri? I don't know. We just started last night. We said, well, let's give it a shot. Really? This thing is stuck. I'll take this one. That's a V-cut. It actually looked pretty interesting. I didn't play the Fallout game, so I don't know I only know it from my daughter who was playing it. But it actually looked entertaining. So I'm excited for that one. When are we seeing Scott with a Raptor X? Well, within 12 months. Yeah. I've already let a cat out of a bag on something that was it was tough for me, but that'll be the start. That'll be the start. Something magical. Sure seems like we're running light on, don't you think? The thumbs up. You know, Jeremy, I don't know. You might be right. You may be right. Well, I may be crazy. You may be wrong for all I know, but you may be right. You know what's funny is I only know that song from Chipmunk Punk when I was a kid. It was time to never have left Nikon. No, I've told my story, and I'm working on a little backstory here because I have photos of me with my 6006. It was funny talking at NAB with Meg and Evan. We were just reminiscing. No, it was and also Jeff at Nikon. We were just laughing about we all had like the 6006 camera, except for Evan, who had the 8008. He was cooler than everybody else. Thanks, Evan. But it was hilarious because we all loved it for the same thing. It was my first film camera. It was great. And I loved Nikon. My favorite thing about Nikon, I mean, it's not my favorite thing, but one of the things, I mean, I'm a very OCD, I guess, personality, but the look inside the viewfinder, the green numbers that they would provide at the bottom, it just spoke to me. It was weird. I don't know. I love Nikon, but my D200 was the last Nikon. Well, after the D200, I bought the D80. And then I switched over to Canon for the full frame. But I would look back at Nikon over the years, and nothing ever felt right until the Z9. When the Z9 came out, and my buddy brought it over, because my buddy was like, I think he had the 850, the DSLR 850, and he loved that thing. He's a big Nikon shooter, big sports photographer, and he loved it. And he's like, you got to get one. You got to get one. I'm like, it didn't impress me. It didn't impress me. And then the Z9 came out, and I mean, it's almost like what Jared was saying. I was like, that's really interesting. That's packing a punch. So, yeah. Jeremy, why? Yes, Jeremy, we are. I don't understand why. If only there was a like button or something. Half a petabyte. No, not CF Express cards. No, that was storage. Were you asking about how much CF Express media would I bring? I have 8 terabytes of media that I have of CF Express. I have 1.6 terabytes of compact flash. What is it? C Flash 2.0. That's what it is. I knew it had like a 2.0 on there. I always get confused. And then I have probably 4 terabytes of SD cards. That's what I travel with regularly. I will overwrite media. Once I've DIT'd my footage, I know I have the footage. I don't care about overwrites at that point. When we were on the feature, we ran. We were shooting Alexa 35s. We had 2, but we were never really running 2 at the same time. We were always alternating based upon their use case. But we ran 9 2 terabyte of the codecs cards. Man. For me, the mounts are relative. There are adapters. For me, that's the thing. It's so much infrared designed, the colors and everything. Oh, I agree with you. That is honestly, it's the one thing that'll make me a little sad. I'm really hopeful for the night. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a chance. It's a small chance. I'd say it's way less than 10%. But there's a chance that the whole thing could go south, and Nikon just says, "Well, we can't do this," and they just absorb it, and that's that. There's a chance. I mean, you can't say there's not. But I don't think it doesn't feel that way. And the one thing that I feel sad about is Matt Tremblay. He left Red with the acquisition to do other things, and Matt is phenomenal of a designer. I mean, go follow him on Instagram and Facebook, because now he's posting all these little art pieces that he's built that are all like mechanical with lights, and it's like, whoa, these are cool. I'm sad that that Matt won't be designing the Red cameras anymore. That does make me sad. An example here. I mean, look at all the detail that's in this PL lid here. This actually, I think I'm not supposed to be showing this one. Oh boy, I just violated my NDA. Yeah. So the beauty that is in that, and everything about every line and swoop is all matte, and he's just a brilliant designer. I mean, these GDUs, these lenses are all designed by Matt, and they're brilliant. He told me, God, I want to remember it exactly, but it was funny because like I was telling him what I felt about some of the designs, and he was like, "Yeah, that's exactly what I do." He wants it to speak to you with emotion, with power, and give you a feeling every time you touch it. And I have to say, all the weirdness that people say about the red designs, there is a design to it. And it's well thought out, and that's Matt. And literally when you touch a red, you feel it. And he's not wrong on that. So that to me is one of the sad things about this acquisition, that Matt's no longer there. But Matt will be at GDU and doing other things, and talking too much now, my nose is itching. So we'll still get to have Matt. I'm not sure if Red will give us F-mount for Raptor XL, or even DSMC2 VistaVision. Yeah, they're not going to make anything for old, for sure. They're not creating anything new for DSMC2. That's over. Gotta underexpose the R5. Shadows are very clean. Interesting. That is entirely possible. That's why I don't like it, because people are not underexposing for the highlights. It's entirely possible. I've been Canon for over 10 years. Get what works for you. I love that the K and the KX work with our lenses that we already have. I agree. Most of my lenses are still EF, although I have been slowly getting rid of the ones that aren't of special value to me. There's definitely some solid lenses that I don't see a reason to replace. The 70 to 200 EF lens, still one of my absolute favorite lenses of all time. It's EF. The new RF version is also just as beautiful, but it's a telescoping. Not interested. A lot of things like that. Man, that lens is a beauty. Did you play with the Nikon 58 Noctua? No, but it is a lens that has been on my list of, I'm going to have to rent that someday. And this is a fun lens. I don't guess I realized that it was not autofocus. I just heard that one today. I was like, oh, it is a manual lens. Brandon says, Scott, you doing cine gear? Well, I was trying like crazy to do it before. But I have a job on Sunday, and then I have a job next weekend, I believe. If all of those go through, then yes, I'm going to cine gear. Pat Lil Films, them Kippertie EF to RF adapters, though. Yep. I mean, I have a lot of EF to RF adapters. I have a lot. Are you thinking of a regular Raptor X or XLX? It'll be a Raptor X. It will be for nature. And sorry, my nose is just going to start itching now. It'll be for nature, and I want that compactness and the low power draw of it. I think it's shot on film. Interesting. It has a very nice look. When Matt announced he was out is when it hit home me. Yeah, I hear you. But I haven't talked to Matt in detail about it. He messaged me when he turned it in, very thoughtful, and I gave him support because that's what he deserves. Is like he's wherever he goes, whatever he does is going to be amazing at it. There's no question. But what I guess is Matt knows. Matt was the design of Red. Matt was doing all of that. Now there's a parent company, and they don't design like that. And so no matter what, even if they said, Matt, we love your stuff, you just keep doing that, he knows that there's always going to be a step too far, or let's not make that. Let's not do that. And that's my guess as to why. I don't know. I haven't talked to him in detail about it. What is the reputation of the Kipper tie EF to RF adapter? It looks far beefier, but the Kipper tie is 612 without the... Kipper tie makes very good stuff. My only beef with the Kipper tie, even way back when, was that it wasn't a variable ND at first. It was, you had to choose 3. And that was, it is what it is. It's fine. It's better than nothing. But I liked variable, especially with, like, Breakthrough had a Nano X variable ND. That was like night and day. I could have 3, or I could have a variable. I'll take the variable every day. But now they've always made really good quality stuff. Never a problem. The $99 factory option, you're buying different quality there, because that Canon one it's okay. Just edit the vid after. It never happened. Right? It makes me sad as well. I'm following Matt on Instagram, and the worst good part is that I discovered Matt last week. I've discovered Matt a long time, but never was really talking with him until I think maybe 2 years ago. And I got to have some conversations with him, and he's just a nice guy. Just one of those, like, the brain's going 1,000,000 miles an hour, and it's all art. It's flowing. And then, like, City Gear last year, and I'm showing him my salt and pepper, and he's like, all right, tasting this. I see a glass jar. I see gold foil on it. I see this. And he had this entire design all in his head for it. And I was like taking notes as fast as I could, and I implemented a lot of those in my design because he's a respectable guy. Brandon Talbot, nice to see you, man. Well, I hope you get to be there. I believe it's going to happen now. I got offered to work 2 booths, but both of those offers are work it continuously, and I can't do that. I can't go and work continuously. I could do a half day in a booth, but I can't do continuous because there's just way too much I got to do. I have a set of Canon EF tilt shift lenses. No doubt they cover VistaVision. I loved the tilt shift. I had 2. I think it was the 45 and the 90. I have not owned any since. But those were so much fun. When I was time-lapsing like crazy, I loved tilt shift for the tiny world. I just loved it. Pat Leal says, drop-in filters coming out. Yeah, very cool. Am I the only one looking forward to the new Canon stuff? If a new DGO type filter or sensor is on the cards, the form factor is right, I'm in. It's a tough one. It really is, Ramiali. It's I don't know how to feel about it. The R5 Mark II has some really cool stuff. Yeah. Oh, hey, Phil. Matt designed the sword for Forged. Oh, well, that's cool. Matt's just awesome. My design was 5 feet long. His was more manageable. Was that Monster? No, that was Dragon 8K, wasn't it? When you did Forged? That was a fun video. That was all about shooting 8K 60, right? Frozen. Yeah, I got to do Frozen. I'm a gulper. If I don't do Frozen, then I'm like, well inebriated quickly. Yeah, Dragon 8K Vista Vision. Yeah, that was a cool shoot. I like that when that came out. Yeah, Matt's cool. One day I'll be able to afford to hire Matt to design something for me, and it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to see all of his art. That first one he did with the pedal with all the lights, and I'm like, oh yeah, that right there is like something that would be in Avatar to me. It was really cool. Well, thank you, YouTube. It's letting me know I'm live on YouTube. That's super helpful. Tremblay. Tremblay. Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was E or Y. So Matthew Tremblay. Just a nice guy. He's kind of quiet, but not. He's just cool. Topic Ruben, if I may ask, what brand of it's a prop. This one is a Romeo. There it is. I will. These are actually one of my favorite. Nope. Right there. So these are Romeos. They are. They're a kind of a spicy prop. A little bit of pepper, a little bit of coffee and cocoa. They're really good though. Very very smooth, but a little stronger than normal. Oh, I didn't put that out there. Phil, Monstro versus Dragon 8K. All right, Phil. Yeah, we had that conversation. He was asking about Dragon versus Monstro, in my opinion. And Phil has actually owned Dragon 8K and Monstro. So, what are your feelings on Monstro versus Dragon there, Phil? Dragon 8K Vista Vision was the holy grail, yeah. Well, they upgraded it to Monstro, so there's that. Well, but weren't you like highly encouraged to do so? There are a handful of those 8K VistaVisions, and well, I don't know. Maybe there's not. Maybe there's not anymore. Who knows what happened in the whole Nikon sale? But there were like the ones that didn't quite cut it were made into other types of cameras that were like one-offs that they would rent out, which is pretty cool too. I did keep both of my Monstro bodies, however, but I'm filming Raptor. Yeah, that's true. He did say he's keeping those Monstros. And you said you regularly are renting those and using those, right? But Raptor X is I mean, it's a perfect fit for your world right now, for sure. Hey, what do you think, Phil, about YouTube trying to take over your space? Did you see where YouTube app is now got their own screensaver that they're trying to show beautiful landscapes, but not quite helicopter. They're not putting in the money into it. They're just doing like slideshows, but they did it in such a way that it kicks in before the Apple one. It's kind of funny. Yep, easily full spectrum IR UV camera setup. This is true. Yep, because Monstro you can just pull it. Well, you could not pull it, but you could replace the OLPF. Yes, very interesting. I need to check out the YouTube stuff. I haven't looked at it. It's not worth your time. I think you can only see it right now on Apple TV. And it kind of threw me for a loop because I was like, why is Phil's screensaver have words on it? This is weird. And then I realized that it was YouTube, which is really interesting because I have my app set up on Apple TV. It does not allow updates. So how did it update? I'd like to know that one, Apple. Scott, question for you. Right now, I've got the Make A locking EF RF drop-in filter adapter. I don't like how small the wheel for adjusting the VND is or its placement. Any suggestions? But you're doing EF to RF, so you're kind of stuck. And that is the EF to RF adapter. There's not a whole lot of room in there for the wheels. The breakthroughs, I think, are they're fatter, but they're the same diameter for the RF to EF because they have to fit in the Canon world. I have one here. I don't know. I saw them make a last year at Cinegear, but I don't quite offhand remember it. But I'm looking for my filter bag. There we go. So in here, what do I have? Yeah, so this is kind of the negative here to just the design. So this is also really cool. This is the dark VND from Breakthrough. So this goes how many stops? It's a lot. It goes from like 9 to something, but yeah, the wheel you have, it's kind of tough. I don't know what to do about that. I hear you. I was like, why isn't this going in there? And that's literally because it's the drop-in design of they had to make it work with the drop-in Canon. But when it comes to Cinema DFM, which is PL, which I know you weren't specifically asking about, they were able to create you're not supposed to show that, Scott. A much larger filter wheel, much larger. I don't know if they're making an EF. I would guess there's probably not enough demand for it for them to make one, but yeah. Yes, you can. Well, you could. I don't know if Nikon has changed that, but yes, you could. Special order. Oh my God, I'm glad I waited on the red electronic ND. Yep. Is there any way of getting my Atlas handles wider on the body to allow more space? Yeah, can't you, Phil, I think I've seen those handles out further. There's something they make that get them out, but I wonder if it's a different handle that does that. Phil may know. EVF. Yeah. Ignore me. If only they did EF to RF. I know. I just don't know how many. I know they were talking about it. Let me see. I literally have their page up right now. Let's see here. Cinema DFM. DFM for R mount. Yeah, I don't see the EF. And I think the problem with that is the electronics. They've got to go through the electronics on that. Webbles. The lazy dog needs to get up and pull focus. Well, he's lazy. I mean, you can't expect him to not be lazy if he's literally lazy. So breakthrough drop-in filters for RF, EF-RF are better than, oh, God, yes. Yeah, the breakthrough, and they're relatively affordable. DFM filters. So they have the, those are the DFM. They have the others. They are called all products. Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? There they are. Drop-in filters. They're just called drop-in filters. So the Canon ones, you'll start to get an X pattern as you go full, and they shift blue, like badly. So you can buy the drop-in filter for $289. That's the 1.5 to 11 stop. And then there's a the dark is 10 to 16 stops. Then they have a circular polarizer. They have the clear. They have the dark circular polarizer. They have straight NDs, so just no variables. Then they have the autumn and night sky and then infrared filters that they have as well. Very cool. Yeah, you could do a lot. Yeah, I thought so. You send a picture of your handles and explain what you want. Send it to GDU and say, what do I need to buy that makes this happen? Gotta go topic. It's late here in Europe. Thanks, Scott, and cheers, everyone. Thank you, Ruben. Does the Cinema VND fit the Canon VND slot? No. There's the Cinema DFM is the purpose-built one by Breakthrough. That is this one that never focuses. That's this one, which is a much, much beefier, solid filter. And it covers VistaVision. Then the drop-in filter X4 is the Canon standard. So it'll drop into the regular one. What is your favorite small HD monitor? That is the Phil actually is better in that. I really like the red one, which is close to their second from the top. It's not their OLED, which I think is the Cine 7. I just know there's like the Indie. There's two, and then the third one up. The third one up is, I forget what the name it is. That is by far a better monitor than the other two. More space for my fingers around them. Yeah, I hear you, and I'm pretty sure they have that. I'm pretty sure I saw it. Heard so many bad things about those Canon ones. Oh, the Canon ones are really bad, but the mount is fine. What is the breakthrough filter you just showed? Which one? The big one or the little one? The big dial is for the Cinema DFM that is currently, this is RF to PL, and it uses these big solid ones. That's cinemadfm.com, which will take you to Breakthrough Photography. And then on breakthrough.photography's website, go down to all products, and you want to do, if you go under all products, go down to specialized filters and then do drop-in filters. Those are the Canon, and I believe the Make-A is the same standard as well as is the Mauvage. But Mauvage is, I've not got a lot of good things I've heard about those. I have the 77 and the red monitor. They're very similar, way better than the, right, yeah. And then there's one right below that, which is like the base. It's like the really budget one. The little one. No, that's what my wife calls me. Found it. Let's see. Yeah, that's those are really cool. And you can pick that up, pop it right in, and away you go. You remember those IR filters that you needed? Yeah, you could have used that there too. Let's see here. Dang, maybe I should go PL. Well, think about your future there, Brandon. You know, what are you focusing on? What are you going to go towards? Because there's pros and cons of everything. I'm doing PL now on everything cinema because everybody uses PL, and it's hard not to. But I can tell you, this bad boy with the drop-in is beefy as heck. There is one negative you gotta be aware of, and that some PL glass won't work with this, nor will it work with any drop-in filter. There's some, and the nanomorph zooms are actually one of those. The way you tell is, let me pull this out. So we're gonna twist. So if you look at, come on, focus. Focus, there we go. So you see this little extension that's out here? If a lens, a PL mount has this, it's likely going to hit the drop-in filter. And that's a problem. So you just be aware that, you know, the drop-in filters, they can't fix physics. I mean, physics is, it has to fit, it has a standard, and so they can't change that. But as long as you know that, and I have, they have their other one, which is really cool, by the way. If you look up on their, go under the cinema filters, and then choose the view modular mount. The modular mount, which is this one that's on here right now, because I'm using these nanomorphs, this one is really cool. It doesn't have drop-ins, but the back, you can just, for $39, you can swap out the rings, and they're shimmable, so you can have always a matched everything. You can do E, Leica L, RF, Fuji X, and Nikon Z. So you can, several rings, you just swap them all out, and then you have a PL adapter that works on everything. Very affordable too, $299. Very good mount, very good quality. Breakthrough. He, you know, he's an engineer nerd. He just loves making stuff, and so he's going to make it really good. Oh, they had all the Tiffin. Yes, they do, and those were really cool. Oh, I see Cameron out there. Man, Cameron, I haven't seen you do anything on the YouTubes in forever. What are you doing? You just disappear? You just like, poof, you don't even write? You don't say hi? Ooh, titanium. Pretty. And they come in all the custom colors too. Ooh. Buyback shipping label. Interesting. What is that? Let's see here. I don't mind not having internal ND, but I really don't want to mess with screw-on filters. No, so what we big boys like to say, honestly, that's why we use the 4x5s. These, you get a good matte box, and you get a set of filters. This is a buy once, cry once, and believe me, you can cry buying these. They're not cheap, and cheap ones are not good. So know that. These are some of the highest quality out there. The Firecrest, also really good quality. And Phil said one the other day that was his absolute favorite of all of them. I don't remember which one that was. Phil can type that in. Let's see. X1. What? That's a deposit. Okay. I don't. That's the X1, X4. Yeah, he's not saying what the pricing is here. Oh, there. Wait. So there's the X4 neutral densities. The X1s are the thin ones; they're 2 millimeters thick, and then the X4s are the 4 millimeters thick. And so these filters are they're $400 a piece. That you're gonna pay, and you're gonna pay that for Firecrests and all the others. I hear you, but it's what we'd have to do. I mean, we can't win everything. Even internal ND does not solve every problem, and so it's a constant battle. What I do, honestly, Brandon, is I just suck it up, Buttercup, and I just do it. So I have a slew of rings. Mine are all bright tangerine because you know how much I love bright tangerine. And I just screw them on the end, and that is that. Or you can do clamp-ons. I mean, if you buy the adapter rings, the little plastic adapter rings, then you could usually swap between lenses pretty quick. If they're cinema lenses, they're super easy. If they're cinema lenses, they're almost always going to be the same diameter. If they're screw-on, thread-on lenses, then you buy these adapter rings, and these are threadables. So you thread them on, and then that makes a adapter for, like, it'll be a 114 for the Misfit, or for, this is 146, I think. This is for the Viv or the Rotopola. So you have the clamp on here. So then this is on your lens end, and then this is on the matte box itself. You just clamp it on, and your indies are on there. I mean, it is what it is, man. I mean, we gotta make do. Buy once, cry once. I tell you what, I've never had the reason to complain about the NDs in the front. Once you get used to them, it's what the big boys do. Kevin loves his breakthrough 4x5s. You buy a set. If you need to be cheap, buy a 2, 4, and a 6 stop and stack them. I mean, that way you're only spending like $1,200, and you have a wide range there. Behind the lens ND is next best thing to internal. Yes, but putting filters behind the lens is different than in front. There are trade-offs to everything. You get different effects that can happen, and some different artifacts that can happen internally. So yeah. Pass through the hardware store, if nothing else. Give a space reference before fabricating. Oh, you're talking about that for the handles. Yeah, okay. I was like, you can't do that for filters. Filters are very specific. That's why I like drop-in filters, but we are also run and gun, not major filming. I mean, run and gun, drop in is the way to go. And when I'm running and gunning by myself, drop in is typically what I'm running. But I am always running a matte box. I'll tell you that. There's no replacement for that. I feel like all I ever do on these live streams is just go from the cabinet and just put everything on my desk. And I should just have the cabinet right here and just pull from it. Just don't have to get up. Everywhere else, you have a first AC that's and a second AC that's doing these changeovers, and it's all fast. For some of the BTS I got hired for, matte box might just be too slow. It might. You gotta. There's no perfect system. Everything is a compromise, and it is you, the artist, who decides what compromises are something you'll accept and what you won't. You just gotta do. Yeah, with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, you don't need a 3. So a 1, 2, 4, and 6, you get all the stops because you can stack the 1 to gain the extra. But I've always found, I mean, 1 stop is something you could typically push or overcome. You know, you just cheat the T-stop a little bit, or, you know, maybe you can go up a little bit in your shutter speed. You maybe go to a 172 angle, or, you know, maybe the next one down, like 1/60th. You could do a few things to get you through not having that 1 stop. And forever, I mean, literally all I could afford was buying a 2, a 4, and a 6 stop Firecrest. And I rocked that forever. Yep. I love Irix magnetic filters for their lenses. Yeah, I talked to Breakthrough, because Breakthrough used to have some magnetic lenses or magnetic filters that there's a whole story I won't go into. They used to have them. They can now have them again, but they don't think really anybody cares about them anymore. They were really cool. Yep, referring to the handles. I think I'm a little behind the stream. Click live. Click the live button. Wow, we got lots of people on here. That's pretty cool, even without Facebook. Very interesting. I appreciate that. Oh, hi, Tommy. I see you out there. Yeah, I mean, doing external indies in a 4x5, it's part of the art. It's tried and true. It goes around forever. It's been around forever. But you buy these, they always work. They do their job. They're specialized. They're perfect. The only thing is speed. And we've gotten to the point where we're just like, gotta have it. I mean, yeah. You're the artist. You decide when you gotta have it. But I very much like Breakthrough. I trust them. Like I said, they were rocky at first, and it was a lot of different things. But they were never trying to be deceptive. They were never trying to do anything wrong. They always had like a money back guarantee. People didn't like to complain. They just complained all the time. But they've made everything good. Anybody who wanted their filters got their filters, and yeah, they're good. They're solid. No, right? What's next? What's next? What do we got? Who's got some questions? Somebody's got some questions out there. Surely somebody has some comments, questions, fun, thoughts. What's your favorite book mic? Book mic? What do you mean book mic? Are you talking about a hidden proximity? Boom. I'm like, dang, King. Man, somebody got something up on me on audio. I've never heard of this book mic. Book mic. Boom mic. Depends. There's a lot out there that are really good. I mean, depends on where I'm at. If I'm inside, I still like my Octavas. I still think they're a solid one. Outside, take your pick. The 416 from Sennheiser, a staple shotgun. The Deities, the S3s, now that they're newer and lighter weight, and the S2 and S3, I think they are. The S3 is the shorty, I think, and the S2 is the long one. So inside, you'd want to use the shorter mics. I mean, if money's no object, you can go to Shep's. I mean, you can get some high quality mics, but yeah, I mean, it just depends on what you are. I am a cheap son of a gun, let me tell you. And so my Octava, that's 300 and something bucks, fantastic mic. Yeah, I hear you, Ollie. Sometimes it's, I mean, and that's, that's kind of the whole artist thing. The artist knows. The artist knows how they operate. The artist knows what they need to pull that stuff off. And the artist knows, I need to go there, and I know that I'm going to find this shot in 20 seconds, and I'm going to need to do it. And the artist knows the artist. So they're going to say, I got to have a V&D for that speed. Yeah, I hear you. I like the idea of drop-in filters because I can always have the option of just taking the camera on and going to make a fast edit. Yep, that's true. Book mic is when you placed. That's it's not book mic though. That's there's two. That's an XY pattern, but it's there's two. I'm trying to remember. Boy, going back to my audio days. So there's XY this way, where you do it crisscross this way. And then there's, I think, polar XY, where the tips of the microphones are at 90 degrees of each other. Okay, very soft-sounding tone. My fave is the MK Plus NTG3. Adjacent to each other? So you're talking about doing a side-by-side and then using the waves to get interesting? I haven't played with that. I'll have to try that. Let's see. Scott, can you please tell me what the heck the EXP ports on the red monitor were supposed to be able to do? I don't know exactly. And they still might do some things. I don't know. I believe it's stay tuned, but I don't know. I was told vaguely what they were for at one point, but I don't know what's happening with that. Ollie's like, tough crowd. I was translating booklight into book. Mike, now I'm expelling it. Yeah, explaining I'm done. There's so many wild techniques for miking. And a true audio engineer knows them all. I am not a true but formally, classically trained in studio. Some of the few college courses I actually took were music studio. There's a lot of different patterns you can do for that for sure. And I do an XY crisscross pattern for wildlife ambient, and I use those little starts with an L. They're like $200, little tiny mics. Those I use those, and I go into a little recorder, and I love it. Why do you hate the SM7B? My thing with the SM7B is it's not a very efficient microphone, and it sounds okay. The reason everybody flocks to it, this is my opinion. People can tell me I'm wrong. They may be right. I don't know. But I can tell you from my gut, everybody flocks to it as the podcast mic because it's the microphone they see in front of every DJ that was ever on the radio. Because what it did was one simple thing. It put the mic capsule 4 inches away from the person. and allowed them to get what they call the proximity effect. When you put a microphone really close to the mouth, you get an enhanced bass tone. You get a deeper, clear-cut bass tone. But you also, you get the plosives. So what they did was they built in a screen. It is literally a metal screen that extends out 4 inches or 3 inches with a little bit of foam on it, so that the DJ could put it right up next to their mouth and the plosives wouldn't hit the capsule. Gave them the perfect distance for getting the proximity effect, which gives that afternoon drive home radio sound. Hey, what's up? You're tuned into 104.9. That sound. That's the sound that everybody craved. Everybody saw a DJ with one of those in front of them, unless it was Howard Stern or it was, whoever. And I think that's why they all bought them, because I don't think it sounds that great. I think it's a gimmick mic. It does that really well. It gives you bass and it gives you authority. But my voice, I already have that. I'm on this tiny little capsule mic right here, or tiny little lav mic right here, and I can absolutely bolt out the bass on it. Bass! So, yeah. I have a slew of microphones from my music stuff. The U87 Neumanns, the TLM 102s, the AKG 414s, SM7Bs, some tube mics. My favorite for my voice is the TLM 102 from 102 or 103? Damn it. Let me look. It's the cheaper one of the two, TLM 102. Yeah, TLM 102, yes. The 103 is actually a better mic, but it kind of rolls off the high end ever so slightly, which I need in my voice. So for me, the TLM 102 sounds the best. The U87 is an expensive mic, and it has U47, yes. Yes, I do. And they don't work on my voice. They work on other people's voices, pretty much anybody else's voice. My voice has always been described as muddy, which is hilarious. Because I have like mid-bass and bass. But over the years, it's gotten very deep, and this is CNN. But now, my voice it sounds so much better on the TLM 102. The 414 would be my second favorite for my voice. But it's like an older mic. Yeah, it was rest is geography. It was way before Rogan. It was literally anytime somebody would see, a clip online of the Z107, and they're always talking into that mic. That's the mic. What do you recommend? So, King, it's really about budget and your voice and what are you capturing. Best overall microphone for voiceover. There's a reason we own like 10 different microphones, because there's no one size fits all. The closest one size fits all would be like a U87. But those are pretty expensive. I would tell you to look up Warm Audio. Warm Audio makes replicas of all those microphones, and they're really good. Really, really good. But again, no one size fits all. The SM7B always makes the person sound boring, in my opinion. I agree with you. I do. I think that mic, it gives everybody the DJ voice. And all that is proximity effect. You could literally put a pop filter on almost any microphone, get it 4 inches away, and magic happens. The TLM 102, it can be way too much bass for me. I actually get about 8 or 9 inches away from the TLM 102 because it is so clean, and it can pick up my deepness of my voice. Yes, the Neumann U87. But look up Warm Audio. Warm Audio makes a U47 too. Warm Audio. Their mics are really, really good. Well, the WA47 tube condenser. It's $949. They have this. Which one is it? Is it 612? No, not that one. Which one is it? Oh, the WA8000. That one is that close to the $10,000 Sony microphone. And it's really good. And it's a tube mic. Wow, they have a gold version now? Man, I might need to get one of those. Yeah, the WA87 R2 is a perfect copy of the U87 from Neumann. They don't make a TLM 102 or a 103, which is interesting. But I mean, those are actually really affordable from. And they make a 414 too, don't they? Yeah, so they have a WA14, which is $400, and if you've priced a AKG 414, yeah, they're like $1,400. Dream Studio mic. Yep. I mean, Sheps are great microphones. It's kind of funny. You see, you always see a late night talk show. You always see the microphone on the desk. It's not on. They're using Sheps mics on booms overhead. Placement is key, absolutely, and the correct microphone for the correct environment. Because you can, I've described it many times before. What? The shoulder mic. What in the world? Don't know that one. Thank you for the recommendation, Scott. I'm interested in higher end equipment. I hear you. Buy once, cry once. Don't go overblown though. Yeah, don't want. Oh, hey, Bill. On the David Lerner set, the Heil PR40 was a backup microphone. It was. I was there for sound check. Yeah, I actually had the Heil for a long time. I sold it, I don't know, 5 years ago maybe. It was a good microphone. It just wasn't. It wasn't stellar at everything. It was a good overall kind of like DJ microphone, but it wasn't spectacular at everything. So the small footprint book light. So go find. I'm going to do a video. It's kind of funny. It's on my list of things to do. And then Peter, a friend of mine, Peter Morte. Let me find him on YouTube. I'll give him a shout out here because he deserves it. He did it. Peter, Pytor Morte. Oh, come on. What am I? Manage. P. It is, I'm going to get the right name because I care. I care enough to send the very best. Hallmark. P. Mokry. PDMOKRY is the guy. And he demonstrates it really, really well with a ultra bounce 4x4 floppy and mounting the light to the big leg on a C-stand. So you're bouncing up, hitting, reflecting, and then over through another. And so you can do a single stand, book light. And that is under, where do you have it? Videos. He did it a while back, the book light. The compact book light. It was 2 months ago. So I will be doing it at some point, but I wanted to let enough time go by. Otherwise, people will be like, "You're just copying Peter." Peter's a good dude. I'm never copying him. Peter and Tyler are like my kryptonite. Not my kryptonite. They're just like my people of bad timing. Between those two, they pop off the videos I have next every time. Tyler is always like 2 steps ahead of me, and I'm like, dude, just slow down. Let me have some fun for a while. But good guys, both of them. The host had to reposition the mic. How do you set up? Yeah, okay. Yep. The PR40 is really for radio and podcasting. The flagrant podcast use clip-on mics, which sounds amazing. No idea what mics they are. I don't know why people don't use clip-on mics. The lavs are just, why wouldn't you? I personally cannot stand, hey, how's it going? Because like literally every time if I'm talking into one of those microphones, I'm trying to look down and there's a freaking microphone in my face and I'm trying to look right here. It's like I have a migraine headache. You can't see in the middle. Especially like freaking doing voiceovers. And, I have to have the text in front of me and I have to be able to speak through the microphone without getting plosives and go through the pop filter, but it's blocking my view because I don't want to talk like this. And yeah. It's fun. The microphone on David Letterman's set was never on because he would always hit it with a pencil. This is true. A couple years back, I was about to buy an Austrian Audio large diaphragm condenser mic. Decided to just wait until I could buy the U87. So there is nothing remarkable about a U87, and the patents are out. Everybody can copy it. There's every component that's in the U87 you can 100% reproduce without question. So you don't have to buy a Neumann. You can buy a Worm Audio, and there's a bunch of others. There was one, it was like $400 for a perfect kit. I get it if you're gatekeeping. What? How? What? But I wonder what your grading node tree is. I don't gatekeep. I literally use Darren Moiston, his node tree. Darren Morston. Just type in Darren and then Morston. And he's a colorist, and then type in node tree. And it was like 4 months ago. I use his node tree now. It's changed my life. His vids are awesome. Y'all. Clip-ons are interviews. Mics next to your face is a podcast. It's a visual cue. It is a visual cue. And to me, it takes away. I would much rather have someone free and able to move around and react however they want without and literally, like, oh, they go, could you please talk into the microphone, please? Oh, I'm sorry. I hate that. It's, yeah. The U47 is a tube condenser mic. Will you, at some point, I plan to. I plan to. On my future cook, I mean, the DJI LiDAR is above everybody else right now. The microphone used on the YouTube channel Sitting with Dogs is amazing. There are dogs barking in the background in the room. There's all these reflections, and you only hear the speaker's voice. Interesting. My guess is that's a fake mic. I mean, I don't know what microphone it is, but unless it's a highly directional mic, if there's reflections everywhere, then it's probably a specific mic pointed directly at their face or on their person. I mean, there's actually an entire Facebook group called Lavalier Mic Hiding Techniques. And there's like 20,000 people in that group. And it's literally people posting pictures of where they hid the mics. And it's like, they'll put them behind the ear. They'll put them in the hat. Where do you think I got this from? It wasn't my idea. Probably a lot of post-processing. I mean, it happens. On this live stream right here, this is me talking with the straight Lav, the WLav 2 Pro from Deity, and then the Deity the Deity Theos system. Deity, this is my voice. There's not one bit of processing that's happening on my voice. On my produced videos, I put a compressor on it because it sounds better with a compressor. And then I have a EQ curve that I've shown in my EQ video. Well, I put how to make your voice sound better, even with a cheap mic. I have an EQ curve that I use that I place on there, and it's a preset that I have set up on my channel 1 in Resolve, and that goes on all my videos because my voice cuts through better with that EQ curve. That's because Rex doesn't bark. He doesn't need to. He's a chill dog. He's a puppy with a plan. He's a laid back, cool, smooth dog. Yeah. Right, buddy? Right? What do you think? Are you a cool, laid back dog? Huh? I'm talking to you, pup. Rex. Are you a cool, laid back dog? You are, aren't you? He is. DPA just came out with really cool fur for Loves. I did not get to DPA's booth. I literally intended to, and I did not get to there. I literally got to half of the booths. It sucked. Go easy on me with the mic stuff. I still have a Focusrite 2i2. You know, we're at the point now where CPU processing is so fast, it doesn't really matter that much. You can do just fine with the 2i2. My interface that I use for my voiceovers and for my music and for the Kessler roll, that's all an RME. It's the RME Babyface Pro FS2 blah, blah, blah. It has fantastic preamps in it. That's all you need. Focusrite makes really good. I have a Scarlett. I have a 2i2 Mark II, I think. That's on Cynthia's machine. I got no beef with that. Works just fine. I mean, yeah. The audio interfaces in the Komodo X, pretty fantastic. I'm doing something wrong. Well, Jacob, we can fix your vocal chain. Have you watched my video on how to get the perfect, how to improve your vocals in Resolve? I literally show using a spectrum analyzer, which is free on Resolve, how to get that perfect sound. And I explain compressors and why you use them, how you use them. And then I show on the RTA, the real-time analyzer, what sounds are not good and what sounds are good for voices. And so it changes. And I literally, on that video, I took a $19 newer, I can't even say it right, the $19 cheap microphone on Amazon, and I made it sound pretty good. I won't use it, but I mean, I made it sound pretty good compared to what it sounded like from the start. But I show you step by step in Resolve, and it didn't take very long, how to get your your voice to sound like that, even with a crap mic. What's your command center for live streaming look like? Oh, it's not special. Is there, let's see if I can, no, I can't really show it. I mean, honestly, it is, there's a keyboard right here. There's a mouse right here. Mouse, keyboard. Right here is my Blackmagic ATEM Extreme. I've got a monitor right down here with YouTube on it. I've got a preview monitor just underneath the main camera teleprompter, which is straight ahead there. And that's it. There's nothing special about it. I'm not special, folks. I'm not. But my mom says I am. At least you didn't go with Kantar. I don't even know what that is, but I feel like I need to now. Kantar. It's got to be a cheap microphone. Oh, yeah. I don't see that one. Kantar. What is this? I don't know. You got the skills to pay the bills. My wife would tell you sometimes I don't. I appreciate that, King. I mean, I learn every day. And I practice what I preach. Well, I learn every day. I practice. Then I preach it. And I practice what I preach from that point. I think I misspelled it. Kantar feels the same as saying escargot. Bad vibes. Anton. Or Aton. Kantar. Oh, Aton. Aton? Isn't it Aton? X3. Okay, let's see what this is. Multi-track digital recorder. Oops, that page is no more. All right. Oh, I got you. Okay, well, there's nothing wrong with that. It ain't cheap. It ain't cheap. What bankrupt? Yeah, that makes why recently. I mean, I like sound devices. I think Zoom is doing some pretty doggone good stuff. The F8N Pro that I have now is fantastic. If I didn't have that, I would have a Sound Devices Mix Pre, probably the Mix Pre 10. And then from there, it's Zaxcom. I like Zaxcom. I always like Zaxcom. But you're talking money there. People can't even get support ads. So, I mean, look, it's a crappy situation we're all in right now in the world. It's funny because I said that on some stream and somebody commented like, "What are you talking about? There's nothing wrong in the world. It's all great. What do you want?" No, people are hurting. I got lots of friends. Like everybody I know in the film industry in Hollywood is driving for Uber. They're working for Trader Joe's. They're doing everything that they can to survive. It's not great right now for Hollywood people. It really isn't. I mean, if it wasn't for my wife working right now, we'd be in a world of hurt, and I would be driving for Uber. I'd be like, have y'all watched my YouTube videos? Oh, all right, I'll keep my mind. Do you think we'll see fire sales on gear? Yeah, I do. I mean, I am seeing now more than I've seen in the last 6 months. I'm seeing now people at the edge where they just can't anymore. That's when you get fire sales. It sucks. What can you do? You know, I feel for every single one of my friends and colleagues and peers and even people I greatly look up to, or same thing. That's why I have my master plan of beating the system. Yeah. One day I will let all the details out, and we'll see what it is. Savers like Scott will get some good deals then. Yeah, well, I'm definitely you are too kind for me, King. I am not a saver. I am cheap. There's a difference. My Uber driver, yeah, right. This Uber driver kept playing this Kessler Row, and now this Nano X. Nano X. Nano X. Where can I find fire sales? Facebook Marketplace. It's interesting too. Basically, what I see is a lot of people are posting on Facebook Marketplace, and they specifically tag "Don't show to my friends." And you know, it's a people don't want people to know that they're hurting, and I understand it. It's a privacy thing, and it always happens. You'll post something, somebody will go, "Why are you selling? Why are you selling? Why are you selling?" And so, yeah, you got to look on Facebook Marketplace, and it'll be from the people that are probably not your friends, because they're embarrassed by it. Yep. Band Mount Cinematics. I have a red Komodo and a red Scarlet MX. I plan to create some amazing work with this new Scarlet. I found it on the market for $1,200 with only 6 hours of use. I mean, the Scarlet MX is cool. It's very old. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's got some age to it, but it still makes the same picture it always did. And $1,200, yeah, I kind of feel that way. Nano X was the best product song ever. Pat, have you heard of the Kessler Roll? I feel like if you don't know the Kessler Roll, just type in Balcom Kessler Roll on YouTube. You're welcome. Oh, Pat. There's a whole music video. There's a whole thing. It's this always cracks me up. Oops. That's from the music video. That's part of a thing, and it's always hilarious because I had so much fun making fun of myself in that music video that is my iPad like main screen. And when I'm on a plane, I swear to you, the looks that I get, I just roll with it because people are like, "Dude, you're so vain. What are you doing?" They don't even realize that I am totally making fun of myself like you wouldn't believe. King, get one. Get one just for that purpose. Get a Catfish account, whatever. Do it for the purpose of buying stuff. Do it for the groups. You don't have to be on it. Just use it for that. It's mega rough, yep. I'm going to have Ollie look for some fire sales. Well, his fire sales are going to be a little bit closer to him, which is going to be a little far for you. Yeah, Pat, you're going to be introduced to what? How did you put it all, Ollie? Balkamesque? What did you call it? Quintessential. What did you say, Ollie? You said it. Oh, quintessential Balkam. When you watch Kessler roll, you will understand. I mean, I suck as a singer. I enjoy writing music and I have fun with it and I make fun of myself. I have a blast with it and I don't care. I honestly don't. So I roll with it. I haven't had a good experience on Marketplace. I find people are more tight compared to, really? I found the opposite. I find the deals on Marketplace versus eBay, because eBay, they're all trying to mark it up to cover their costs, because eBay's going to charge them like 13% or something. And so Marketplace, they're just trying to get rid of it. This is the Kessler roll. Kessler roll. Let's see here. Do you think it's possible to have red dynamic range like Nikon? No. Well, I mean, yes, of course. Keep in mind, red dynamic range has evolved over the years. That Scarlett MX that you have has 13 stops of dynamic range. Blackmagic has 13 stops in every camera that they have, except for the original, or the original 4K. I think it doesn't have that much. Everything is improved. We now have the C70 from Canon with 16 stops of dynamic range, and it's pretty impressive. The A7S III has 15 stops of solid dynamic range. I don't think anybody has more than about 16 until you jump into cinema cameras. And then it's red leading that pack, honestly. People are like, oh, no, it's not. Arri does. No, they don't. But anything that's in a red now can be in a mirrorless body in 5-6 years. I mean, and the way I've explained it, the curve of performance is not this way. It's not a continuous. It's kind of a parabola. And so as you reach 100% perfection, there's nothing finer than this 100%. If you look, this I'm trying to arc my arm here. It's like 100%, 99, 98, 97, 96, 95. It kind of goes down like that. So as we're improving a small amount of marketable and usable stuff. 19 stops, 18 stops of dynamic range on Raptor. Not everybody can use that. I'm not using 18 stops of dynamic range on this set. I'm using probably about 9 on this set. Just depends. Maybe 8. It's not really that much dynamic range on here. Nah, there's probably 9 or 10 there. So as processing comes down and as stuff gets better, of course they're going to be able to do it. Now that Nikon owns it, the thing that Nikon's going to put into red is their back-end technology, their hardware, their ASICs that their hardware design teams can do. What Red's going to get to give to Nikon is their sensor design team, who is leading the pack. So it's a win-win. Taxes, yeah. Well, with Facebook Marketplace, you can usually just meet them. Pay cash. A lot of the time, I can give an offer on eBay items and get something used for a lot. You can. A lot of times. I can tell you on mine, I don't accept offers. because I'm trying to make up that 13%. I got my Komodo barely used a year ago for 4K. Yep. I mean, I know somebody else that got one about a year ago for right close to that price, but a little bit more. But I mean, that's reasonable to me. I don't see that's a problem. People are like, oh my God, they're giving them away. No, they're not. There's 20-something thousand of these Komodos out there. And if people got to sell them, they got to sell them. FX30, A9 equals, yeah, no. And I so wanted to do those videos. I really did, King. And I literally have a list of them. I was going to do the whole iPhone ProRes versus Komodo X. I was going to do it all. It feels like a waste of time because who is making that decision? Well, it's $10,000 for Komodo X, but golly, that iPhone 15 Pro Max it's really good. I should just get that. I mean, no one's doing that. They're literally looking at Komodo X versus a used Alexa Mini, or they're looking at a C70 or what have you. That's what they're doing. And that's the kind of, it's probably why I grow like crap on this YouTube channel. I'm not saying anything negative about any of you. Thank you all for being, I don't grow fast at all here because I don't play the games on YouTube. I'm as I've said, I'm going to do more stuff with what's coming up, but I'm not going to play the games. I'm not going to clickbait. I'm not going to make the thumbnails from hell. You're going to see my face, probably with some new pictures. Oh, look at Rick. He's so cute. My face, you're going to see a green border. You're going to see yellow, Balkan blue, and some other color in text, and you're going to see the product. That's my thumbnails. That's what you're going to see always, because I don't want to change. I'm me. Well, that's why I'm leaning towards not selling my OG Komodo and just keeping it as I mean, honestly, Stephen, obviously for additional reasons, but my blue Komodo is never going away. It's never getting sold. It's just it means too much to me, honestly. But it's a great camera. It is literally this camera now. It's what I shoot all my videos on now because it's a great camera, and then I use it I'm bringing it and this one on Sunday. It's a great camera, and why sell it for $4,000? I probably could get 4,500 because it's blue. But the moment I sell that, is it really Balkan blue anymore? Is it? I talked to Vincent at NAB, and I asked him, I was like, hey, do you still have your blue Komodo? He goes, no, I sold it a couple years ago. Because he works at the big fruit company, and he has access to every camera, literally every camera on the shelf. He doesn't need to own it anymore. Yeah. The one thing I will never do is video my Komodo or making coffee. Never. I did it one time. I was really proud of that video, and I think it got like 12 views. That video was, what was it called? It was like Epic B-roll. I'm waiting for Pat to come back and say, okay, I watched your video. It's horrible. Volcom B-roll. And I shot those with Vistas, too. Really? Getting clean vocals in DaVinci Resolve. I saw that one pop up. Huh. Well, all right, fine. You're never going to see my bulk of B-roll. It was like 5 years ago. Hey, there's the Kessler roll. Just showed up. I don't know if anyone feels the same. Yeah. I was looking at KX versus Monstro, but maybe I should... Max, good ideas, guys. Okay, once it's forgivable. I like Monstro, don't get me wrong, but Komodo X is so compact and so versatile. I love it. I got to run some errands, but I'll probably do so afterwards. You know, Pat, Ollie tells me there's no finer song to play in the car than the Kessler Roll song. It's definitely good. Definitely good. Why do some folks think starting a video slurping some liquid is a good icebreaker? Why do people think the SM7B is a good microphone? Because everybody does it. Honestly, to me, what I found shooting the B-roll of the coffee, number one, I don't drink that much coffee. If I do, it's full of chocolate syrup and cream. What I found shooting that was, all that was a way to fill time on a video to make it look like you know how to shoot B-roll, but you don't really have anything to talk about. Pat Leal says, I'll be back. And Bandamount says, have you thought about or have you created a feature film? I have several. I gave away one of them, last week? Or was it last week or was it 3 weeks ago? I gave away one of my feature ideas. I'm surprised I haven't seen it yet. Y'all got to jump on that. Oh, Daniel, hello. We're going to have Daniel on live stream. I talked to him in NAB, and he's like, you don't want me on there. I was like, yes, I do. That dude's a working son of a gun, I'll tell you what. But, yeah, Daniel's going to get on the live stream soon. Not today, but soon. And we'll talk about his body of work, because he works on all kinds of stuff. He's fun. And he has hair. I don't have any hair, so it's refreshing to see somebody with hair. Hope you're doing well, Daniel. Okay, let's throw in some last minute questions or anything that anybody has to say, because I've been going, by golly, 3 hours on this, 2 hours 51 minutes and 35 seconds here on the I got to put the SM7B. So I've been talking to 2 hours 51 minutes and 43 seconds here, and I don't have the plosives because I've got my SM7B here. It's funny, I own an SM7B, but I don't like it. Looking forward to that. Me too. Barking Chihuahua. Hello, Curtis. OG Komodo Chad. I have an orange OG Komodo and a KX, and I've been considering selling the OG. What's everyone's thoughts? You got to do what you got to do. To me, it's a useful tool. At some point, I will always care about blue. I will always care. But at some point, it's my crash cam, because that's what it's designed to do, and I will put it in danger. By golly. When is Ollie? I have asked Ollie to join the live stream. I have asked him. Y'all got to put some pressure on him, because he won't. He literally avoids the question every time I ask him. Every time it's just like, have you tried pizza? Do you like pizza? Do you like bread? Do you like it? He never joins. I would totally have him on here. He's been a great friend and asset to this channel for, good God, how long, dude? 5 years? 6 years? Anyone find some fire deals that they aren't eyeing? I am curious. Barking Chihuahua. Keep the orange OG forever. I love the noise in my Komodo, and I love knowing the thing is a tank. It is a tank. I don't need to sell it, but it's not getting used as much. Put it in danger, dude. Buy a car rig and put it in danger. I have 2 dogs, and I put them to work all the time. Oh, geez. Ollie has developed some Thatcher abilities to handle questions. Exactly. He, if you notice, he's been very quiet ever since somebody said something. He's like, I'm not saying nothing. But I tell you what, woo, man, he sent me a meme that he made like moments after the Nikon live stream. I was crying, laughing. It was great. And somebody else enjoyed it too. It's funny. Ollie's quick with that, and he's pretty good at editing, like the reality stuff too. He put together that little edit video. Please, I will not share that. That is up to him to share. Totally up to him to share. Nope, because he didn't post it publicly, and it was a fun slight at the moment, and it was. I mean, he picked up on that like that and made that sucker and was done. Oh, look at the time. Oh, you cracked me up, dude. All right. Yeah, Ollie's reminding me. He's like over here going doop 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 doop. The time. Yeah. So yeah, I think we're gonna wrap this one up here. Maybe next week we can get Ollie on. Maybe next week he'll show up. Maybe. I doubt it. He's like, I give you this. This is what I give you. You get nothing more. Nothing more. Oh, let's see what my poll is up to. 29 votes and 76% said yes. Yes, I should be enjoying one. And I did. I've used the new Irex. Very cool. So has Kevin out there. It's a slick lens. Very slick. Thanks for the live. Time to fill my cart. Go shopping. Go get you a Facebook account and go shopping on Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, so I actually have a deadline, so I've been editing throughout. Oh, so you're working? Way to rub it in there, Ollie. Nice. Everyone out. We're all hurting, except for King. He's going to go buy up everything. Good for you, dude. So, yep, everyone have a fantastic weekend. Eat something delicious and enjoyable. Make something scratch. It's really, really good. Have a little fun. Have some fun with the family, whatever. Look at Rex. He's like, oh, my God. He's doing the closing again. Oh, my God. Would you just hurry up? I mean, look how adorable that is. That's why he's got his own camera. I can't make that stuff up. He just does what it is. Everyone have a fantastic weekend. Remember to hit the like, the thumbs up, share this. Let everybody know. Let's grow the channel. Let's do it. We're gonna make it happen. Use my affiliate links if you're in America. Most everybody isn't. It's funny. Ollie the Iron Maiden. I don't think it's shareable. Yeah, I hear you, Ollie. It was funny. It was well done, well timed. Thank you for the stream. Have a good one. And yeah, I mean, consider becoming a channel member because you get to see stuff beforehand, and you get to be part of the Cool Kids Club. And as always, as I like to leave it, don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions. Bye, everyone. Have a good weekend.